Okay, we're streaming again. Been thinking that, or recording, whatever. I've been thinking that I need to be, or rather, I read the Netflix's optimizing TLS for high performance in freebsd paper, which is okay. I mean, it was interesting, but it showed like a 50% drop when you just went straight from when you just added TLS to unencrypted HTTP, which is significant. And then their improvement was 8.5 gigabits per second to 9 gigabits per second, which wasn't terribly impressive. And that was when they were testing on their actual like production Netflix servers. Um, so anyway, I figured I should be recording when I'm reading papers too, so I can just make comments, I guess, that then maybe retrieved as notes. So this is a different paper that's more on Linux from 2020, so it's 5 years later as well. Um, TLS performance. So they went through some general stuff about how HTTP and stuff works, encryption, and then so yeah, so we're just reading through to see what they have to say about performance when they're doing some comparisons. Or probably more in simple web server, but hardware, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they're going to try. Okay, so they got kernel 5, but SSL 3. They're using TLS 1.2 as well. And they're using persistent connections. They're only using 16 Nginx processes. Yeah, you gotta get up to bigger file sizes, which in the Netflix case was, it's more the media sending, so always large files. But even here, you're not seeing gigantic performance improvements. Especially on small files, it's a detriment. So, yeah. So anything below 64K doesn't really matter all that much. Which most of ours should be, except for sending files. It's a big difference between tempfs and basically storing your files in memory versus on the disk. What? Oh, CPU utilization going down, which is good. Oh, so they are showing. Wait, ktls right is better anyway. None of these so far are hardware offload, TCP offload thing. I don't think. What? Why does ktls use more memory bandwidth? Is that just because it's faster, I guess? Hmm. Still just not. There's something about offload. Blah, 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 blah. So they're using whatever this NVIDIA thing is. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, here's a recent thing from May. Patron. So, overview, user interface. This is just a wait. No, that's somebody different. What the? I have this movie on called The Woman, where this family that lives on sort of a farm like or rural big house or something. Anyway, they find this feral woman in the woods, and the dad like kidnaps her basically and has her strung up in the cellar. And then it's just craziness. I think I've actually seen it before. It's kind of interesting. The dad is just a total douche. This is just a combination. This looks like this is actually just a combination of. This paper seems like a combination of a blog post, rather combination of the kernel docs and maybe stuff from that other paper, F5 paper on optimizing Nginx. 'Cause this looks like the exact same stuff that's in the kernel documentation. I wonder if that means it's AI generated. But it does answer one of my questions because they're using send and receive in the kernel docs and this as well. Yeah, this is the kernel docs. And it answers this question I had about if it's actually just all syscalls will work, which I think makes it look like the answer is yes. Um, that, yeah, all of that through statistics here is from the kernel docs. And then this is just taken, I bet, from that other paper. So that this paper right here. And oh, I think I already looked. Yeah, look, this looks exactly the same. We're well past this though. This is oh my gosh. They're like using a pressure washer on this woman. Seems aggressive. It's basically like torturing this woman. Uh, so do you actually have to like module explicitly load the ktls module? Huh. And you got to do it as a root user. Oh. Yeah, I think I have seen this. Yeah, because this dad ends up like having sex with the feral woman, I think. Or raping her, I think. But they have this feral woman like strapped up, like standing up with her arms in these stretched out in these chains or whatever. I don't know if her feet are strapped, but it's like they could have built some sort of cage and been better than this. Interesting that a lot of this ktls stuff seems to primarily be talking about FreeBSD. Oh, yeah, I think I'm right. I mean, how do you tell what your OpenSL was compiled with? So this is saying can increase throughput by up to 2x compared to user space TLS. So I need to check this talk. They're using only a one thread test. I think this feral one is playing these people, and once she gets the chance, she's just gonna kill them all. Probably at this barbecue they're supposed to have. Well, Ubuntu, yeah, I remember looking at this before. So, I mean, you get a slight improvement. And I think this said somewhere that the Linux improvement wasn't as much. Uh, is that the Ubuntu without ktls was already way faster. Are these were on the same machine, I think? Or yeah, so this is obviously faster than this. Yeah, looks like this guy's the dad's sneaking out to the feral woman at night to, and the absolute averages are higher. I assume these are the same machine. Yeah, I mean, not bad. Especially if you could use smaller machines. Not super interesting. Is NVIDIA the only one with the NIC that you can do offload? I think I searched for that at some point and it was very few. And while the dad's lighting candles and making it all romantic for his feral woman rape, his son's looking through the hole outside. So that's great. Yeah. It's a lot of great info. Seamless non-human identity. What? So you still, I guess you would just put that at the beginning of the container launch. Oh, yeah, that's not a lot of info, really. Let's see what GNU TLS. Okay. I think we got to stop looking at this crap. Go back to here, which was the TLSE single file header inclusion. Features. So ASGCM. Well, that's just, come on, lady. Oh, right. Um, what is Tom Crypt exactly? I think I missed that part. Okay, let's see what this is. Tom. Oh, how was I? Feel like modular and portal. Oh no. Well, what the fuck? Kids. So, guy, the kid just whipped out some pliers and was trying to rip something out of the feral woman or something. Well, this doesn't look at all like any sort of, what do you call it? Dude, see, like, it's doing something to her face they won't show. This kid's a little psychopath. He's gonna be a freaking serial killer. Oh, he's like twisting her nipple with the pliers or something. Some fucked up shit. So yeah, so this is an looks like another instance of, oh, we have a single file header thing, but by the way, uh, the pliers. Wait, what? Wait, they're playing it off like he wasn't like doing shit with pliers. They're just saying it's like, oh, he was like molesting her and jerking off. Hmm. So you gotta conclude all this stuff, and then they include this, but this is obviously gonna include the other thing, right? Yeah, you don't typically need the header files either. If and the dad's like making it off like, oh, it's no big deal. Nobody was hurt, were they? Well, they were actually hurt. He had pliers. They haven't talked. She's like, oh, boys will be boys, basically, is the argument. Nope, he just actually literally said it. What the fuck? Then the dad just goes, oh, once she's all cleaned up, she's not half bad to look at. Yeah. Yes, he's lost his mind. Look at all this shit going on here. Wait, what's going on with the dogs? Yeah, they're still. Oh, so they include Tom Crypt in as just a single thing. It does do ktls. And I guess you just drop in ktls.c and Tom. Oh god, now the wife's like, I'm gonna leave. He's like laughing at her. He's like, no, nope. He's gonna lock them all up in the thing. Oh shit. Hmm. He's calling him her rapist son. Hmm. Okay, I'm not sure if this is better. Oh, then he just like punches the mom in the stomach and then punches her in the face and she just goes down right in front of the kids. This dude's a psychopath and has a psychopath kid. Mom's like just fucking passed out on the floor. Jeez, you gotta get away from this dude. Oh, so it's a built-in programming language. Hmm. Yeah, I'm interested in that. Meanwhile, the daughter is seems to be pregnant, has her own B plot going on. This nosy teacher that's wanting to tell her parents. Now something's gonna happen to this teacher, I think. This guy's a total psychopath. I guess the Tom crypt thing just has to be. Dad that impregnated her because he's a psycho. They're gonna like kill this woman or something, I think. I think she's going in there in the cellar. Okay, none of this is helpful. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Now this dude just hit the teacher out of nowhere. This was more psychopath than I thought. Now they're just going to put this teacher into the cellar, dragging her across the ground, tied up with a rope. Jeez. There's only one way you solve this, and that's to kill the dad. he gonna sick the dogs on him? There's also something he's apparently doing with the dogs that could get him sent to jail right now alone. And they haven't even talked about what that is. Now he's gonna punch the daughter in the stomach, probably to make her have a miscarriage. The son's as bad as the dad. Although the feral woman's obviously gonna either the mom's gonna let the feral woman loose, which is probably what happens. She otherwise gets free and ends up killing the dad at least, and probably the son. What? I think these doing dog fighting, I guess. These dogs. He's about to let him out to eat that lady. What is she tied up? Yep, he's gonna let these dogs eat her. Oh, I forgot about that kid. Yep, the daughter's letting the feral lady out. She's gonna go just clean house on these lunatics. Yeah, I think I have seen this. Hey, this is what I need to do. Wait, huh? Wait, who the fuck's that? Wait, what? What? Is there a different? I said this in the movie. There's apparently a different feral person that's just like eating this lady. What the fuck is? Oh, so they have some sort of kid that was born without eyes that's living in this little like dog house inside the dog pen. Oh my God. Now they've let the feral woman loose. Wait, oh, wait. I wonder if that other kid with no eyes is actually the feral woman's baby. Ew. Um, oh my God. Picked up a lawnmower blade. Yeah. She just jammed her hand all the way into the guy's gut. Just pulled out his heart. Okay, what do I what was that? Large language models for patch. Hmm. Yeah. This is one of the things, like, I do want a tool that could just, I guess it's static analyzers that can start running that on the code. Whatever. Okay. Did I already read this? Uh, Initiate thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't understand, especially if you get to. I don't know. It seems strange that you don't put the TLS into the kernel. Mm-mm. I do wish there was a. Oh, it's annoying that every service has to have a freaking their own little UI thing that does the same thing as everything else. Some better than others, but it would be interesting if you could integrate a thing to automatically do the dubbing, like when you're watching it. It's a problem with everything these days, though. It's like if you're streaming stuff, you're limited to whatever they have. Guess you could, if you're reading directly from HDMI, you could do it, I guess. Or how much processing you would need to do that real time. Which is kind of the point, though. It's like, why do that real time? I mean, it'd be good if you don't have the thing, but in most cases, it'd be better if you just produced it separately. And then you could just fetch a different audio stream or something. Just these all seem so complicated. Like, so instead of just putting this thing into the kernel, you're like passing back and forth, and then the security argument is like, I mean, you still have, doesn't matter really that much what the code does it? Unless you're worried about, I guess, there was an exploit that you would get kernel level access, I guess is the point. Yeah, this is what I keep thinking. It's like, it's gotta just already be there, basically. I just don't buy this. To, that it can't be that much. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, pointing out that OpenSSL sucks doesn't seem that big of a deal. I mean, I don't think that many people are defending OpenSSL. It's just that it's the de facto standard. Yeah, like this whole thing, like, yeah, yeah. Upcalls seem like a bad idea. Yeah, the other thing here is like TLS has been fairly static, so once it's working and correct, it shouldn't be a big deal. And it seems like it'd be pretty surprising if it goes past TLS 1.3 with that's anything more than adding codecs or whatever. Yeah, encryption algorithms. I think the biggest problem is the TLS library you're dependent on. Yeah, this was what I was saying. Probably not going to be a TLS 1.4 anytime soon. I could see like, oh, I mean, this is a much better argument about why you would not put the TLS handshake in the kernel. But is that really that hard? I mean, when you create the socket, you're going to tell it your certificate. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think about server side. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I mean, do you have to have an X509 parser? Is it not even really that big a deal? Yeah, a lot of these are like client related questions. Okay, let's get off that. This was it's bare SSL. I do find they're mainly annoying. I think the answer is I need to stop giving a shit. Uh, and just, I should have, why did I not start a branch? Should start a branch. Is I even had a clean repo folder in this? Diff there. Food's dirty. Added that and not added for the Venmo thing. TLS. Some stuff in webfoo, so I think I did start clean. Yeah. Oh, that's where you get into this weird shit when you're doing submodules. How do you fucking branch that if you got submodules? Yeah. I think it's better if you just drop the foo into your repo and do a submodule. Maybe there's some sort of script to sync it or something. So that, yeah, then you don't have that problem. So I don't need this comment anymore. And I think the answer is I need a blob array. Blob, like, but don't actually need it. Because I also do this in macro or something. Because I'm just looking for stuff where I don't like having to do this. But I also have this. Uh, uh, whatever. Uh, whatever. Is that what? Do this? Status quiet head rect body work and then right blobs. But uh, um, and could I do the same thing here? Where it's like this, and then you do this. I mean, it's a little more whatever. I think that's valid. Also do this, I think. Or do you have, I don't know if you can do this without having the, like, whatever here. This is off track. Where do they even define this? Beginning? Even here, it's like hard coding these things. It's not even used anywhere before that, so I don't know why. Why is it defined way up there? It seems like a bad idea. Why is it not just defined here? Yeah. Sidetrack. But wait, do you have, I think you have to do this. Can't, I don't know what that is. Because really it's just a container that points to these things. This is what we initially had. Uh, hmm. So if you do it this way, the other question is, if it's right net, I mean, you just have a write request, whatever. Go even higher. And just say that. And the file response thing, you just explicitly send file. All right.